Hello and welcome. Excuse me. My name is Paige, and I will be doing a message for us all. These messages are timeless. So whenever you find yourself to this or whenever this message finds itself to you, if there's resonance, if you're feeling like, ooh, yeah, I can relate to this message, most likely the message is for you. So we're going to begin. And I'm going to give full disclosure today as I'm doing this reading. This is the last reading that I will be doing before going away for a week and completely offline. I have been experiencing, well, I'm sure it's not just me. We had massive, and we're still experiencing massive X-class solar flares, a bunch of them, and at least 2 CMEs, possibly a third, coronal mass ejections, which take their time to reach Earth. But just massive amounts of energy that is impacting human consciousness. It's impacting the human body and animals, the planet to begin with. And what happens when we get big upticks of the light is when the opposite polarity begins to surface and really tries to counteract, to bring a balance there. So I've been experiencing some of that this morning, recognizing exactly what it is. Well, not exactly what it is, but recognizing the energy and how it tries to infiltrate my participation in staying in the light, staying in my power, meaning these energies, entities are trying to take my energy, take my power from me through the forms of stalkers, through the forms of other manipulative ways of trying to infiltrate me and my energy field. So I want to disclose that I've spent this morning really going back and forth with this energy till I finally sat at a neutral point yet again. I have my candle lit. I've already cleansed the space with Palo Santo. I've called in my highest guide. I've called in all of the support teams, the support systems of the light to join me and to channel this message through me for all of us. So sorry for that large introduction. I felt that was important to disclose. And here we are again with the message for us all. Message for us all, please. On the bright side, it is a pleasant surprise to see those who have been engulfed in their own darkness, meaning their own guilt, their own shame, blaming outside sources, spiraling around in their own shadow, really coming out the other side and revealing and showing and embracing the light and the light that is within. I've already witnessed that a bunch of times this morning too. So I can tell that the energy uptick, I've been sleeping really good. So when I wake up, I'm very disoriented, and I've been woken up at 6 a.m. every morning to these intense polarities, especially this morning and 4 days ago. So that's my personal experience. It's like, what the heck is going on now? And I don't watch the news. I do feel collective energy. I can read in on collective energy if I choose to. Okay, back to the message. Sorry, I'm being asked to disclose a lot of my personal experience. Abundance wanted to. I'll show you. Thank you. Abundance wanted to pop out. It flipped back in, meaning a big message from what I've been experiencing. This is collective energy. We can choose. And abundance does not mean money. This Venus and Taurus energy is really showing us what is important. What is truly of abundance, meaning I can walk, I can see, I can talk, I can feel, I can sense, I can taste. I have food, a little bit. I have a roof over my head. I have love in my heart, and there are loving people that surround me. That is abundant. Okay, keep going. So flipped around because there's a test. There's a test. We're all being... Fourth day in a row, we have loneliness come out. Okay, where's this going? I knew with abundance flipping out and flipping back in, each and every one of us is going through quite the intense test. Perseverance wanted to come out, just wanted to show itself to us. So don't give up. Don't give up. Interesting. I almost lost everything. That was a interesting, I'm not even sure what happened, but the cord to the tripod where my camera is on fell off the table and almost knocked my candle over. Let's keep going here. So you are not alone. We are not alone. Do not fear. These are tests. These are entities, energies. They will try to coerce you into what you used to actually partake in. For me, I asked, what is this about? And it's an energy that tries to feed a specific addiction within me. We have multiple addictions, and this addiction in me from my past is of drama. Somebody did something, something's happening to somebody, I gotta tell somebody. Don't play in it. Don't partake. You can feel the difference. You can feel the difference between something that is coming from your higher self, something that is coming from the light, and something that is coming from an entity or energy that has an ulterior motive. You can feel it. I can still feel it in my solar plexus. Now, I am being heavily guided and protected through this, but it is definitely something that we all have to go through and experience to be able to tell the difference, be able to discern. Thank you. A lot of energy moving through me right now. And the ego me, Paige, is already embarrassed. Like, I'm not going to share this video to anybody. We have grief. Okay. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So some of us, some people, okay, we have balance at the bottom. Thank you. For a good portion of us, this is something from the past. This is something from the past, or somebody from the past that we have not fully cleared away, meaning that there's still some grief there, or part of the grief process. It's coming back around to show us different parts within ourselves. For others that are going through a big change, as I spoke in yesterday's video, which will reach whoever whenever they need to hear it, the Uranus energy that is working, okay, thank you, working very heavily with the new moon in Taurus is the awakener, the great awakener. It is eruptive. It is disruptive. It is unexpected, and it takes something from us that we had been clinging to, attached to. Unhealthy, most of the time, these are unhealthy attachments, but not always, not always. That's Pluto, actually. Pluto will point out unhealthy attachments. Even the enmeshment that you feel is just within a loving heart from one to the other. There's an enmeshment, there's an attachment there. Okay, we're going way deep here, and we're going to bring it back up to the surface of the message. Grief. So loneliness, you're not alone. We are not alone. Many of us are losing something, and it just gives us that opportunity to actually appreciate it. Sometimes when we lose something, meaning we lose our health, we get sick, we suddenly appreciate what it feels like to be well. And all we want to do is feel better. When we do feel better, we forget where we were when we were sick, all the promises we made to ourselves. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to take better care of myself. I'm going to slow down, right? And as soon as we start feeling better, the motor just goes into old patterns. Same thing with like losing something that you loved. Sometimes it comes back after, and I'm not talking about death, but having that moment of appreciating what you truly had and not taking it for granted. Sometimes it'll come back in a different form, meaning a different person, a different job, a different way of earning a living. I don't want to call it a job either. Whatever it is for you, it is whatever's going on for each and every one of us, it is meant to bring a better balance, Taurus, into our lives. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. There's worry that's below that's the underlying energy. When things change so much and we can't control it, when we have no understanding even, or there's nothing we can do, and we're cast out into the great unknown, the very first thing that creeps up is fear, worry, survival. I've been having to take a deep look at me in survival mode for the last couple of years. It's usually this time of year, every year it happens to me, where suddenly everything that was moving smoothly stops. And of course the bills still come in, everything else comes in, and I'm left with trying everything I can, and nothing works, only for me to surrender to it and then allowing things to open up and show me the way, guide, and then it opens up to a more balanced way of being, something that works better than the way I could predict it. But we've got to go through the really difficult stage of acceptance. That's the grief process. There's a brilliantly beautiful red cardinal that is at my window looking at me right now. Which is interesting. The animals have been speaking to me a lot. So many of us are getting to the stage of acceptance, but we do have to go through all of the stages of grief, which, and it's not in any order, and the length of the stage of grief is different for everyone, and it's different for whatever we may have lost as well. How deeply were we attached to it? Is anger, denial, bargaining, depression, and then acceptance, bringing a state of balance. So that is the message for us all. We'll get one more clarifier here, confirmation. I can totally relate to this. And I know that the things that I am losing and I have no control over, were kind of taking over my energy field. Meaning it took a lot of energy for me to maintain and keep up with something that should have been a natural, organic flow. So each and every one of us are in our own stage of the journey. You're not alone. We are not alone. And it is temporary. It is not permanent. I think that the longer we stay in it and the more we stay with the story of like, this is how it is, and it's never going to get any better. Yeah, with that kind of attitude, it takes longer. There we go. Stuck in the past. Because we stay stuck in the stories of the past. That worry and that fear comes up. What if this? What if that? This happened before. This happened to so-and-so. It could happen to me. or just really stuck in the past, like something's gone, but not being able to accept it, somebody or something. And I know that's definitely part of the grief process. My heart goes out to everyone. This is no judgment at all. I was stuck in the grief process for a very long time and didn't even realize it. Well, you don't. But everything that you talk about has to do with someone or something from the past. You can't see the present or even a future without it. That's when depression really sets in. So allow the stages of grief to honor them. And don't stay stuck in them. Honor them as part of the process of bringing more balance and harmony into a life that we don't always know exactly where it's going to take us, but we can certainly put good intentions out there for what we'd like to experience. So that is the message that I have for us all today. Wow, very deep, but I didn't expect anything less from this big, giant surge of energy that we are receiving right now on the planet. So, and I'm actually even losing my voice right now, which is very interesting. Anyway, I hope that this was helpful for you, and I'm sending you so much love. You are not alone. Take care. Bye.